guys, so today I am going to be making a dragon scale cup. Now I know Game of Thrones is over, but I have a request for one, so I figured I'd show you guys how to do it. And I heard that Game of Thrones is actually coming out with another show, and it's like a prequel, what happened before all of this, so I'm really excited about that. But anyways, so what I did was I have the Cricut, or Cricut, whatever you call it. Excuse my mess. And this is how I cut the scales out. And I cut it, this is cardstock. And I'm just showing you my measurements. I went online and I Googled dragon scale, SVG. And then I got them and I pulled them out. And it comes out to about 8 to 10 inches. And I'm just going to slap this in this baby. And I'm kind of just showing you the process of how I cut it. Hold on, I'm getting it to cut. And I put it on cardstock in between light and regular. Cardstock all the way seems to kind of rip up my mat. Yes, this video is crazy today. Hold on, guys. All right. And it's gonna cut some dragon scales for me. All right, here we go. So it's cutting some dragon scales for me. So if you do not have a vinyl cutting machine, I have the Cricut Cut Smart 2. I don't know if you pronounce it Cricut or Cricut, whatever. And this is how I cut vinyl for my cups. We do everything on the computer. And there's also one called the Silhouette. It's different than the Cricut. But like, here's an example. You cut names, words. Pretty awesome machine. I will leave a link for it in the description box. But you guys never get to see this process when I'm making cups, so I thought I would show you. So let's let this finish cutting and then I'll show you how I pull them off. Okay, so it's done, it's cut, and you basically just pull this off. And I actually thought this would be, if you kept this, I actually kept a couple, and you wanted to do a fun project, you know, it could be mermaid, dragon scales, whatever, but you could actually spray paint, you know, use this as a stencil. That's the word, I couldn't think of it. So I wanted to save this part. And for these little scales, I take my weeding tool and I just pop them off and I put them in a cup for later. And this is, like I said, it is cardstock paper. It's thicker than regular paper, and it will give my dragon scale cup a 3D effect. So I don't know how many sheets I'm going to use, but I'm gonna do for now like 4 or 5, and at the end of the video I will let you know exactly how many sheets you need. So I'm gonna cut a few more sheets and I will be back. All right guys, I'm back, and I did about 4 sheets for now. I have a whole cup full. I put the camera super close so that you can see. And now I'm gonna get some Mod Podge. It doesn't really matter how much, I mean which Mod Podge it is. And I'm just gonna pour some into a separate cup, so that it does, which is already pretty gross. And I'm only gonna do like 2 rows of this, and then I'm gonna stop and go the rest of the way up because we'll be here forever. It takes quite a while. But you wanna start at the bottom and you wanna line up your first scale right to where it's not sticking off the edge. Just line it straight up. And just get some Mod Podge. And I put a little bit on here and a little bit on the cup. And then I just hold it down for a sec. And then I go on to the next one. And I get a little bit of Mod Podge right on the top of that corner. Some on here. And I line them up right next to each other where the corner is just touching the other corner. And I'm doing this right on the stainless steel. There's no prepping needed. Some people like to sand their stainless steel. I never do that. I don't like to do it. I don't like the scratches on it. My cups are fine. I don't have any issues. If you're a sander, you can go ahead and sand it. That's up to you. And I'm hoping with the camera down really close, you can see this very well. I'm knocking stuff over. This part is very time consuming. I think I've made like 10 of these already. Especially towards the end of Game of Thrones, the season finale. It's crazy. I even made one for myself. We're just gonna keep going around. I had to look at my camera and make sure I'm filming. The last video I did, someone called and I hit end, and if you're using your iPhone when somebody calls, it ends the filming, and I forgot to press film again, and I was like, did the rest of the video without filming it. I had to redo it again. It's crazy. It doesn't matter if, you know, you have some messy Mod Podge here. It's not going to affect your cup at all. And I don't like using gloves with this because then the gloves start sticking. This is a 30-ounce regular tumbler. And there's a gap here. Don't worry about that. We're going to spray paint this black. And the last two. And that's the first row. And now I'm going to show you how to do the second row so that you can see where to place them, and you're just going to go right in between. Sometimes you have to hold them for a second just to make sure they stick down. And I'm just getting all around the edge there. Fun stuff. Definitely takes patience, but it's well worth it. You can Google unicorn scales. I'm sorry, unicorn. Mermaid scales, and do a mermaid scale cup. I'm gonna show you how to get some awesome color on this. After this second row, I'm gonna turn off the camera. I'm gonna go sit on my couch and do this comfortably while I watch TV. I have to catch up on American Horror Story. But you're getting basically the gist of it. Oops, a little too much. You're gonna do this all the way up the cup. All right, so got my second row, and then I'm gonna go for the third row all the way up to the end, and then I'll be back to show you what's the next step. See you guys soon. Hey guys, so I'm back and I finished it. So the bottom is left plain, and then as you can see on the top, I overlapped it to go over the top. And what I will do now is I let this dry overnight. If you were in a hurry, you could let it dry for a couple hours and it would be ready. But I let mine dry overnight. Don't worry about these because we're gonna cut them off. But now I'm gonna take this outside and I'm gonna spray it with the flat black spray paint, the whole cup, bottom to top. And then I'm gonna let that dry, and then I will be back for the next step. Hey guys, okay, so I'm back and this is completely dry. I spray painted it with the flat black spray paint from Rust-Oleum. Everything's covered. No silver left. And then I'm gonna get a really sharp pair of scissors and I'm going to just cut right along the edge. And get these overlapping scales off. And then I'm just gonna go back around and clean it up a bit. As you can see, I got a little spray paint inside the cup. You can prevent that getting spray paint and epoxy inside of your cup by taping it with blue painter's tape. Or when you're done, you could take some acetone and just wipe that out. And if you have any epoxy drips, I just hit it with the torch one time and then I scrape it out with a popsicle stick. All right, so now we're gonna do the color. This is the Winter Wonderland set from islandmicasandmore.com. These are interference colors. Peppermint Chill, Frosted Gumdrops is a green, Sugar Plums is a purple, and Toasty Mellow is a gold. And the way these work, we're going to use red today. The customer wanted a red dragon scale cup. The way this works is if you use an interference color on a white surface, it will look like a pearl white, and when it hits the light, I don't know if you can see it, it'll have a sheen of whatever the color it is. In this case, it's red. So it would have a sheen of red when it hits the light, but it will be pearl white. This set is awesome. It's only $9.99, and it has 2 grams of each of the 5 colors. So we're going to use the Peppermint Chill, it's red, and we're going to use golden acrylic glazing gloss, liquid gloss by Golden. I already said golden, didn't I? So I'm just going to, I'm getting low. Put a little bit in here. And you only need a little bit of this stuff. This mica powder, interference color. And I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Get a paintbrush. Mix it up real good. And you can see the red sheen. And then when applying over a darker color, it becomes red. This is a pearl red. I wanted to say, people are probably going to ask, I forgot to say, before I spray painted the cardstock black, I did not do anything to prepare it. I just sprayed it black right over the cardstock. So an interference mica shows pearl and the color that it is over a light color. It shows pearl white with a sheen of the color, and over a dark color it just does a beautiful pop of the color. And I'm just brushing it on, and if it gets clogged up in the little crevices of the, this is an angled brush. I'll put a link to that in the description box, to an angled brush. So if it gets clogged up in the little crevices, just take your angled brush to the side and brush it out. You only want to do one coat of this, because on the second coat it tends to get cloudy. And you want to make sure that you smooth it in very well. If not, you will see some of the medium under the resin, like I was saying, like a cloudy look. That's just amazing. I freaking love doing this. How cool is that? Make sure you get the bottom. Hoping you guys can see that. I put the camera super close down. So that is called the Winter Wonderland set, and that's from islandmicasandmore.com, and it has 5 colors for you to try. Interference colors. They're all pearl, and it has red, green, gold, purple, and blue. And then I also carry these colors in full sizes, 7 grams and 14 grams. Mermaid scales is one of my more popular ones. It's a green interference color. But the little kit is pretty awesome. You can test them out and see which ones you like. And there's so many amazing things you can do. Like say for instance, you're doing those Aurora Borealis cups, the Northern Lights. If you put the black base and then you would mix maybe green and blue into the resin, you know, in little cups, and then while it's spinning, just drizzle, and it would show up as, you know, streaks over the black. And then you can lay down your trees, your black trees, or you can put them over the trees if you would like, lay the trees down first. But these are amazing for so many different things. They're beautiful in molds. And I use them a lot in geodes. I tend to use the purple a lot. The purple is called Night Blooming Jasmine. So I got it pretty much all red, but now I'm just going to go back and get in the creases by turning my brush sideways. And just getting down the crease of the scales. Because the color tends to build up in there. Look at that, it's amazing. So beautiful. Woo. So now I'm going to let this dry for a couple hours, and then I'll come with a coat of epoxy, I'll show you guys that step, and then after that dries, I'll lay my vinyl and then do another coat of epoxy, and then it'll be done. So let me see if I can show you another interference color. Let's see if I have something dark laying around my art studio. These are a bunch of molds. One of my friends made this for me. It's so pretty. It has seashells in it. Sue made this for me. I don't want to use it on art. She made it so I can use it in my art, but it's so pretty I want to keep it. Gold. I got so much stuff. I'm thinking this might work. So when you're doing other projects, you don't have to use this to mix it in. Well, not all projects. Oh, here's a turtle that I did before. It was a black turtle, and that's green interference. Mermaid scales on the top of the turtle. It's pretty amazing. Let's just do a little on the top of here. I'm just gonna use the red I already have. It's not really showing up, and this is not dark enough. It has a little red tinge to it. Let me see what else I have. Here we go. I found a black moon face mold. So let's use Toasty Mellow. It's a little bit of gold. Let me get a different paintbrush. I forgot also to tell you guys, your paintbrushes, like after you were done doing the scale part, you should wash them with, if you want to keep them, wash them with warm soapy water to get that Mod Podge off and to get this off. So I'm just literally going to tip this upside down. I just need a tiny bit. This is Gold Interference Toasty Mellow, or the full size is called Hidden Treasure. And you could see that gold sheen. So if you were doing it on a white cup, it would look pearl white, but when it hit the light, it would just have a beautiful gold sheen. But if you do it over a very dark color, let's see if I can get this, it's going to turn gold. So cool. And you would use this, like I said, only if you were planning to brush it on things, but you can actually mix it into epoxy and drizzle it onto your cups. If you go back and look at my Milky Way video, it was a purple cup that I did. This one, it does have some interference. It has the interference violet in it. That was a night blooming jasmine. But there you go. And now it's a gold moon. But it's translucent and sheer, and that black still shows through. It's so hard to catch it on the camera. The black still shows through, but there's that pop of gold over it. It's just really pretty. Okay guys, so I'll let you go. I'm gonna let that cup dry, and then we'll come back and do a layer of epoxy on it. So I'll see you guys shortly. Okay guys, so it's all dry. This is like the next day because I had some stuff to do. This is gonna be my first layer of resin. Since it's cardstock, you might have to do 2 layers of resin before you put your vinyl to get a smooth surface. Well, I'll see how this goes. But I'm just going to put some resin on here, smooth it out, hit it with the torch, let it spin for 5 hours, and then I'll decide if I need one more layer before I put my vinyl on. I'm pretty sure I will. You don't want any of the cardstock to be sticking out for you to be able to feel it under the resin, because then when you go and put your vinyl on, it'll be bumpy, it won't be smooth, it won't be even. I got this spinner on Amazon. On my last video, I actually did a review on it. It comes in pink and black. It's small, easy to use, easy to move around. So I'm going to be using these for my tutorials from now on. The other spinners I have are in wooden boxes and they're kind of hard to move around. But this spinner is great. It's quiet. I like it. So I can already tell that I'm going to need a second layer of resin before I do my vinyl. I'm not actually going to show that part. But I'm just taking my finger cut and I'm just smoothing the resin up the cup, making sure that it's covering everything. A lot of people, I hear them complain about fish eyes. It can happen for a number of reasons. Fish eyes are little, after the resin dries, you'll see little holes where the resin didn't adhere to the cup and it looks like little divots. We call them fish eyes, and it can happen for a number of reasons. Not using enough epoxy on your cup, heating it too much with the torch, or whatever you're using, like the spray paint, the mediums, the pigments, they didn't dry all the way before you put the resin on it. Another reason why they happen is you have oils on your fingers. This goes back to resin art and waves. You have oils on your fingers. If you're touching the cup with your fingers without gloves, you're getting oils all over it. When you go to move the cup from, you know, outside spray painting it to putting it on the spinner, and you're getting oils from your fingers onto the cup, and then the resin doesn't adhere to the oils. So those are just some of the reasons. Everybody's quick to blame the epoxy, but it's usually the user's error. But it can be fixed. If you do get divots, you just sand the cup. Seeing if I have my sanding block near me. I do not. You just sand the cup and then do another layer. Very simple. Alright, so I'm just going to hit it with the torch really quick. I'm going to grab my mask and put it on. My respirator. And I'm just popping all the bubbles back and forth as the cup spins around. Don't forget the bottom. And that's it. And I'm going to let it spin for 5 hours. And then I'll turn off the spinner and then I'll let it sit till tomorrow until I do another layer of epoxy. And then I'll put my vinyl on. They want their name and they want it to say Mother of Dragons. And then I'll do a final layer of epoxy and then this cup will be done. So that's how I do my dragon scale. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you next time.